Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome to Bob Randall and Company. My name's Randy, and it's Monday. It's Monday, April 17th, and it's a little different show today because the Santa family reunion is going on. You see the guys on the other side there. Of course, there's Bob, Rex, and Scott's name's there. I don't see Scott, but maybe he's around the corner there. He's there. Oh, there he is. There's his hand. You guys are on mute, so that's probably why you can only do sign language. But again, it's Bob Randall and Company's live today. It is the second season, episode 11, guys, on April 11th. Man, can you believe it already? 11th show of the year. That's crazy already. But I just wanted to say hello to everybody, and not just crazy enough. It's 251 days till Christmas. That's it. And of course, kind of excited to say that, but of course, we have to say some sad news. I'm sorry to begin with. I apologize for again going from happiness to something that's sad. And but I hope you all folks know that Santa Gordon Bailey, passed away Saturday night in his sleep. So of course the founder, inventor, writer, of course, Sat Bob's and everything, and Santa. I think I read a thing. Godfather of Santa's. Of the business. So, and I've known him for magic and being in the Magic Castle and everything too. So, I saw a little thing on his side there from Ben. Instead of maybe doing a moment of silence, which we should do our squeakers. Everybody, ready? On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Okay, guys. All right. That was rougher than the silence, I think, be honest with you. That was rougher than the silence. But great tribute to Gordon because I tell you, he could do that little squeaker guy more than anything with a teddy bear. So rest in peace, my brother in red. And thank you for everything you've done for me throughout the years. You were the first Santa that I met in actually at Nationwide Santa's conference in 2015. I walked up to the room and you were the first one that greeted me and spent a lot of time with me that night and have kept in contact ever since. Incredibly, Gordon. Thank you so much. We've talked magic. We've talked balloon twisting. Of course, the Santa business. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, everything you've done for me and the kind words. And I'm sure everybody out there also are going to miss you so much as part of the Santa community. So, buddy, another brother in red gone. I'm sorry to say. It's been one of those weeks. Last Friday, I went to a funeral home on Friday afternoon for a local Santa. Santa Gary passed away, took his last sleigh right here in Michigan also. I was there Friday afternoon. So it's something we can't get around. I'm sorry to say, folks. Regardless how if we know we've been sick or not, it's hard to say goodbye. But thank you very much, Gordon, for everything from the bottom of my heart and from all the Santas. You're going to make them laugh up there just as much as you did down here, and you'll probably just as much writing too. And to squeaker again, thank you, Gordon. Again, apologize, folks, for starting off in a kind of rough note, but we have to. He was the founder of Sat Bob's, and of course, getting things going. So. Please, prayers for his family and friends. Thank you, guys. Okay, so let's get to some regular stuff. I get to see everybody. AJ, how you doing? Jeff, Santa Tom, Adam, good to see you. Hey, beard's looking good, Adam. I have to say. Santa Ray, Ted, good to see you. Kimmy, how are you? I thought I saw Kimmy on there. Great to see everybody again. Thank you for joining us today. There's so many wonderful things going on today with the Santa family reunion and everybody down there. Looks like an incredible time. So, but we're going to be here Monday, like we said. Of course, I'm sure Bob and them might be back, pop in and out. Rex and Scott might be popping in and out in a few minutes. So we're going to keep on rolling like we usually do on a Monday. Up here in Michigan, it's Michigan, folks. We had 80 degrees 3-4 days in a row, and now today we had snow. That's right, we had snow. Didn't really accumulate, but we had snow today, so it dropped in. It's going to drop down to the 30s again tonight, so that's Michigan. it's a roller coaster this time of year when it comes to weather. So I hope everything's nice there in Gatlinburg. I'm sure it is, you guys, or wherever you guys are at home. I hope you guys are having wonderful, wonderful weather. But let's move on to, of course, the thing that we like to do a lot, of course, is something burger. I'm hungry. I worked hard today. In fact, it was fun. I was in a movie this morning. It was great. I played a ghost, an old man ghost in a movie called Ghost Bar. I don't know when it'll be out, but it was fun filming a movie this morning, playing Ghost, an old man ghost. So it was fun. But I am hungry because I just got home in time to log on and say hello to you guys. So it's something burger time. Hello again, everybody. It's Something Burger. I know Bob's mouth is watering. He loves them burgers. Actually, mine too. Actually, I'm having a steak tonight. I thought I was going to celebrate tonight because of the movie, so I'm going to have a steak on the grill. But it's close enough. It's not just quite ground up yet. But it's Something Burger. We always like to ask the questions, and we'd like you folks to, of course, to participate back in, type in your suggestions and answers and everything else. That's kind of get to know some things. And of course, like we said, nothing better in learning from your brothers and sisters in red. There's so many smart and talented you guys out there that it's just incredible. You have so much to offer this community, and I really appreciate it. And so does Bob, and so does Scott and Rex and everybody else that's a part of this. Really, really do appreciate you guys chiming in. So here we go. The first question, we always try to do two. It says here, this is Bob's typing. We hit on this topic with Tuesday Night Live guest last week, Jeff McMullen. What a fantastic event that was with Jeff McMullen. Just great to listen to him. Touched on this subject last week. Want to get your take on just your thoughts on this, please. How do you keep track of your holiday schedule? Just curious. Do you guys use Kringle Tracker? Do you use Google Calendars? Do you just scribble it down in a notepad? Do you make calendars off your computer? Give us some suggestions about how you guys control or to keep track of your holiday things so you don't double book, overbook, not book enough, everything. I have used a program for many years because of my entertainment business. I've used a program that has kept track of my entertainment business. Now, I will probably be honest with you, be going to Kringle Tracker next year just because it does a few more things than the one I have doesn't do. But it's great to get a system that pretty much does a lot of things for you, so you don't miss the follow-up, you don't miss the contracts, you don't miss. There's so many things, but just curious. Okay, Ted, Google Calendar works for Ted. That's great. I mean, Google Calendar is a fantastic thing, but there are so many different companies now that can send you that link, and you just push the link and it automatically goes to your calendar. So Google Calendar really is a very good universal calendar to do. Same with Jamie Dozer. Hi, Jamie. Tomorrow night's the big one for Jamie Dozer, guys. Don't miss tomorrow night. He also uses Google Calendar. AJ Kringle Tracker. What Roger Mitten and everybody's put together. And they're upgrading it all the time, adding things to it. So it's a very good thing. That's why I think it's going to be the first year for me, because it'll be a lot easier. And Ben says, I've used Google. I'm trying to put Jingle and Google together. Google Calendar for the past 2 years, and then be using same thing. He said he's going to be using Kringle Tracker. So we're getting kind of a 50-50 here also about Jeff. Hey, Jeff, how are you? How you feeling? Hope you're feeling good. That looked kind of, I think that was you that had the on your hand there. That looked pretty intense. Was it carpal tunnel, man? That's what I had, carpal tunnel. Saw there. Same thing, Google Calendar for Jeff. Ray, let me see, Ray, sorry about that. I have just a few so far. So your Windows, I mean, that's the same thing as kind of as a Google Calendar, your Windows calendar. But as long as you guys keep track of it, I know the olden days. I remember when I first started out doing magic when I was 13, I just wrote it on a piece of paper, and the old-fashioned hangers, they had the little clips to hold your pants. I used to clip them up there, and the first one was first, the last one was behind. That wasn't much of a way to do it, but I guess when you're 13 years old and doing 2-3 birthday parties, 4 birthday parties a weekend, it worked okay. But it doesn't work it if you're traveling around, especially if you need to know if you've got distance between. So that's what's good about that. And of course, which we'll talk about a little later, is things like Gringo Tracker will keep track of all your expenses too, which we'll talk about in a little later. Okay, yeah, Jeff said it was carpal tunnel. Oh yeah, that's pretty crazy. I had the same thing right there, man. It sure did help a lot. That's great. I'm glad you're doing good. And Ted said, so much more than, yeah, like Ted said, a Kringle Tracker is so much more than just a calendar. It's a Google Calendar is a Google Calendar, but Kringle Tracker will do, send out contracts. We'll send out reminders. You can do everything on it. So it's not really apples to apples for how do you control, but it's just nice to see that a good amount of people use the Google. I know Mitch Allen always talks about connecting. He connects everything through Google Calendar too. But it is a great calendar for that. Biggest thing is, the bottom line is, don't miss a show. I mean, that's the biggest thing, and we can't take the chance about doing that. If it's on Google or Kringle or wherever you're doing it on your Windows. We just don't want to overbook yourself and then miss a performance that poor children don't have you, or you're running late. So that's the best thing. So we did great, guys. Thank you again. I really appreciate all your input and just connecting with us on this. And that's where it's a lot of fun. So now we got the second question that Bob put down here for today. Is your Santa or Mrs. Claus business in your Santa or Mrs. Claus business, do you use any type of payment device, such as like the Square that goes on your phone? You can run a credit card, or do you prefer like PayPal, Venmo, Zelle, one of those things? Or is there any other payment? Do you only take checks? Do you only take cash? So what do you guys do? I prefer. I bought a Square a long time ago. I've never connected it, which I probably should. I think it's pretty cool. Just put it on your phone, you zip it, and you can take credit cards. But I always think, to me, PayPal and things like that, and Venmo is like a credit card anyway, because people use their credit cards through there. Santa Steve Brooks says he takes the Square, Venmo, and cash. Of course, cash is king. So cash is a wonderful thing. So how many else do different, and of course, deposit. Now, you shouldn't really say deposit, because deposit is refundable. There we are. Hello there, Bob. Rex, good to see you guys. It doesn't say you're muted, so maybe we can hear you this time. Maybe not. Okay, that's okay. I'm glad you guys are here, though. So, but yeah, there's other things like, I made a comment about deposits. Deposits is something you don't want to say deposit. It's a retainer, because the deposits you have to refund if something happens. A retainer you don't. So if you take a deposit, even on your contract, you might have to return that money in case something happens. So you make it a retainer to do that. Ben says he does Venmo, Cash Apps, wow, PayPal, and cash, of course. But yeah, of course, PayPal is what? PayPal, I saw PayPal has a new payment portal. Oh, of course, PayPal. Oh, timeout. Your timeout for me? You can't hear me? I can't hear you. We can't hear you. Sorry. It says, it doesn't say mute, but we can't hear you guys. We see you. There we go.
Can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear Scott. Scott, how are you? Good to see you.
I'm wonderful. Great. Other than the things that have occurred today.
Are you guys in the same room? Hey, now we can hear you. Fantastic.
Hello,
Everybody,
hello.
Welcome, Hall of Famer, Rex Ray. Of course, the one and the only, Bob McMasters. And Scott's Ayrton behind the camera there. Hello, everybody. Good to see you guys. Welcome. Welcome. So how's the family reunion doing? We'll take a little sidestep here for a minute.
We're getting feedback here.
Mute yours.
Gonna have to turn your sound down probably, Bob, and
Turn your volume down.
or turn the sound. Yeah, it says you're on
What?
mute, but
You'll have it all from here.
technology is wonderful, isn't it, folks? It really is. Technology is wonderful. Hey, it's pretty cool. It's all right.
There you go.
It's what happens when you're in the mountains of Tennessee. I mean, it's totally different. You're in the mountains.
Out of the screen.
Wow. You guys had afternoon drinking or something there, Scott, huh? You were kind of couldn't walk
Let me
straight,
turn my
right?
camera around for them.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Okay, Randy.
Okay,
There we go. Now we can hear you, but it says mute, but that's okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
Your mic is camera.
Okay.
Okay, so you can hold your phone. Can you all hear us now?
Yes, sir, we can.
Okay, we had to do some jury rigging here. Got Scott's sound going through his phone, and you got us on my laptop. Scott's on the back side of the table. We got an empty chair right here for the founder of the Sat Bob School, Gordon Bailey. He's here with us in spirits. We got here at 5 minutes till showtime. Ran up actually came up the elevator and tried to set up. We was having some trouble getting hooked up, but we're good now. Show's going great. Did you have anything you want to talk about on the first question?
Well, I'm not sure about the first question, but I was going to let everybody know since Bob just got here. It's 62, very sunny and very beautiful here in Gatlinburg at the Santa family reunion.
That's great. That's great for weather. That's a great to have a nice weekend with. How many Santas are there? Santas and Mrs. Clauses are there?
Okay, there are over 400 Santa, Mrs. Clauses, and elves registered. That does not include the Santas that are here as vendors only. And they typically sell 100 day passes during the sessions for vendor visits only. So at any one point, there could be well over 500. The city of Gatlinburg is estimating 1,200 people, counting Santas, their families, and all that may not be registered here, just for the SFR.
That's fantastic. Fantastic.
And it's been a wonderful show to date so far.
Wow.
And Rex has been over in the vendors area with his daughter, Fancy Lee's booth creations.
I've been at her booth. I've already done one of my workshops. I can tell you right now, the SFR team, Sherry Heath, Trish Parrish, and her whole team have done a wonderful job. This is the largest Santa's family reunion to date. Of all that have been done, this is the largest one ever.
That's fantastic. That's
and
great.
It's going off with nary a hitch at all.
Wow. That is a lot of, it's a lot of work setting that up. That's not easy. That's a big event.
And I was going to kind of show y'all. We got here. I don't know if you can see out that window or not, but that is the Mills Auditorium right across the street from us. We're right up front of the hotel.
Great location for great location for the convention. Then great location for the conference.
Now, and just one more quick thing at the convention. For the first time ever in history, we have the first ever group picture of all the living Hall of Fame members that are in attendance.
Wow, that's something to post there, Rex. You got to post that one, man. Incredible. Wow, look at that.
20 living Hall of Fame members are here in attendance.
Wow, congratulations. That's the picture to remember. That's fantastic. That's got to be posted, man. You got to put that up for everybody to really be able to see.
We will. We'll get it up online.
But here's the thing, Randy. It's a somber day. The one Hall of Famer that's not here is no longer with us. And you know what? It couldn't have been worse timing, but it couldn't have been better timing because this weekend, everybody's reminiscing and talking about Gordon Bailey. Yeah. We're all here together, everybody except him. And he gives us a great time to share stories, reminisce, and talk about the great work that Gordon did for the Santa community.
And I can tell you now, all the Hall of Fame members in attendance are aware of Gordon's passing. He already has an ornament on the memorial tree here at SFR. In fact, I think he has two. So,
yeah, I'm like Bob said, you're exactly right. It's never good timing. It's horrible timing ever, but it when it comes to being brothers and sisters in red to support and to talk about his life in the business and how much he meant to the Santa community, that is perfect timing. That's good
Yep.
timing. It's never good timing otherwise. We all know Gordon has been sick for quite a while, but you don't ever want to see a brother or a friend or a mentor pass on.
Just to give you a little funny side to this, Chrissy Kovic, his very dear friend and longtime friend and seamstress, is here as a vendor. And of course, she took the news very hard. But she immediately wanted to pack up and start heading back because of this. And then her husband, who is here with her, fortunately, told her, and she realized that Gordon would be the first person to tell her, no, don't you dare do that. Don't you stop in the middle of your job until it's done. So she's waiting until this evening to pack up and head home.
Okay, Scott, you got anything you want to share?
No, just want to remind everybody, I know you can't see me, but you can hear me, that Bob and I will be here live for the Reindeer Games tomorrow. That is 4:30 Central Time, and we'll be running approximately between 4:30 and 6:30. And don't forget, 7 o'clock Central Time, the live show, TNL, will be here Tuesday night live, and we will definitely give you some updates on what is going on here at the show, and can't wait to broadcast live from Gatlinburg. And hopefully Spangle will drop in, and maybe Rex will come back by. We never know who may show up on and wander in the show. But
you've got over 400 possibilities that might show up.
There also may be 400 that know that I'm here and won't be here too.
So we're gonna be over in the auditorium tomorrow, in the vendors room, interviewing vendors, showcasing their products, talking with the participants of Santa's Mrs. Clauses that are here, getting their point of view. It's going to be a fantastic time. We just want to say that tomorrow night's Tuesday night live show with Santa Jamie Dozier is going to be dedicated to Gordon Bailey. Everyone knows how much Gordon has meant to many of us. He's meant the world to me. I wouldn't be who I am without Gordon. He is the one that took me under his wings and propelled me to who I am as a Santa, and I owe him everything.
Well, I can tell you right now, the way Gordon told me the story about Bob was Bob came and met Gordon. And the way Gordon tells it is Bob kind of wanted to be a bigger person in this industry. And so Gordon decided to mentor him to that point. And I think Gordon did a wonderful job.
So that's about, for now, probably all we've got for Gatlinburg. And as we all ask that you squeak your squeakers in memory of Gordon.
I didn't have no volume when we were squeaking squeakers, so I'm squeaking mine now. And like I said, we got an empty chair here to represent Gordon.
And I just a heads up that the next few shows are going to be tough, and just bear with us and grieve with us as we miss somebody that was very important to all of us.
And Randy, at this point, I'm going to let you go ahead and finish out the show. I'll come back in for the Santa's flight checklist at the end, but we're just going to sit here and watch you and let you do your magic. You're magical.
Thanks, guys, so much. We'll see you then. Get something to drink and relax for a few minutes. Okay, guys. All righty, back to what's going on. And I guess it's trivia time, guys. It's trivia time. So Angela's going to run the promo from Santa's Closet.
Hey everyone, Elf Angela Mack here for Bob, Randyl, and Company Live. The show about nothing. Bob, Randyl, and Company Live is brought to you by Santa's Closet. Santa's Closet has been delivering unique, value-packed Santa and Mrs. Claus accessories since 2004. Santa's Closet's main goal is to provide both a superior customer experience with tremendous value for their customers. Santa's Closet brings more than 400 separate products to the Claus community at a reasonable price. Santa's Closet is under new ownership, Let's welcome Santa Wade and Scarlett Kaufman of Tennessee, whom will continue the tradition of bringing you products of unparalleled quality and design. Don't forget to visit their sites at santascloset.org and support their efforts of bringing quality products to the community. This is Angela Mack reminding you to catch our show every Monday at 3 p.m. Central. Thanks for watching. Now let's get back to Bob, Randyl, and Company Live and today's Monday Santa's Closet Trivia.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Santa Claus. They've done such a great job taking over. So it's they got same great line of goodies. But this is our question for today. You guys ready for your with your little Google search or wherever you like to search? It's kind of, you have to fill in a couple of answers. You have to fill in an item, a couple items, and everything else. I'm going to read the question first. The blank blank, there's two words there. The blank blank in Gatlinburg is one of Tennessee's oldest traditions and often has a line out the door, especially on weekends, impressing most with blank and blank. So you got to fill in the first two things, what it's called, the blank blank in Gatlinburg, and what they're standing outside in line for, mostly for. There's also two words there that people wait in line for this place. It's one of the oldest traditions in Gatlinburg. It's sounds yummy. But two answers, and you get, of course, a gift that's will be sent out. It'll be sent out by Spangle from Stuff for Santa. But it comes from Santa Claus that he set stuff ahead of time. And Spangle's been sending the keys out. They're a great Santa key. It says a magical key on the side. Of course, nothing is more magical when you get that story going with Santa's key on your belt buckle, and the children ask about the key, and you tell them a story about once a year you can know fireplace and everything else. You've got some great stories you can do with those Santa keys. Besides, it look great. And if you have a key set, it makes a cool ornament on your Christmas tree. It really does. Part of one show. I can see what Angela is writing here for somebody. No interview, but he was a part of one of the shows. Okay, she must be answering somebody. So, but that's what the question. Remember, there's two words to begin with. This place is someplace in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Was an oldest tradition, and often people are in line out the door on weekends, especially, and impressed with the most. And these are two items that pretty much everybody waits for. See if we got anybody coming up there with any answers yet. I don't see any yet. So we'll see if anybody gets some answers going there for the place and the two items that they wait in line for. We'll wait a few moments, but again, don't forget, tomorrow night, of course, is the reindeer games, which we're going to talk a little more about in a little bit. But the reindeer games will be live on Tuesday Night Live channel, and also on Higher Santa's channel on Facebook. So you can see it any place you want to. They are taking donations ahead of time for the charities, because all the proceeds and profit goes to local charities for children. So you just log on, you get the code, and you can send 5, 10, 15, 20, 100, whatever you're looking for, to send some money to charity. And it's just such a great cause. Besides, you're going to laugh like crazy when you watch these guys. And egg Russian roulette, I guess, is the easiest way of calling it. And this year, it's going to, of course, a little different with teams. The last 2 years, it has always been Mitch Allen against Michael Howe, and was hosted by Herbie, Michael Bauer, the elf, Herbie. But this year, it's a little different this year. This year, it's two teams. It's Michael Howe and Mitch Allen against Lee Edwards and Stephen Gillum. That's right. Stephen Gillum is going to get eggs in the head. Yes, he is. So that ought to be incredible. So that's just it's a laugh a minute. It's not just a laugh. It's for a great cause. See, we got some reindeer game. Just about reindeer games eligible. I don't know if you're eligible to win again. Didn't you just win a couple of weeks ago there, Ben? You probably got the answer anyway, but all you got to do Google it. What is the oldest tradition place in Gatlinburg, and what two items do they specialize in? Maybe I'll say it that way, or people wait in line for. But if not, we'll maybe move on and maybe we'll get some answers going here. So maybe we'll run the thing and we'll come back to the question a little bit. We'll get going on. So Angelo, run the ending thing for the trivia question. But don't keep on looking. We're going to get a winner. We're going to get a winner. Welcome back, everybody. We've got a couple answers coming in there, and Angela will check it out. She is the great checker out on those things because things come in different between Facebook and, of course, then on StreamYard here, and of course now since we're connected to YouTube, you can watch us live on YouTube, of course here on Bob Randyl and Company Live, and of course don't forget Tuesday Night Live. You can watch also live on YouTube, and of course Facebook and StreamYard. So any way you want to do it, you can see us. Big screen, little screen, it's fantastic. But we're going to go on. Of course, now it is the Elfin Chatterbox News. Dun, 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 dun. It's the Chatterbox News, of course, what's going on next. Coming up, I've been talking about it for the last couple of weeks, is MAPS, Michigan Association of Professional Santas, is hosting Christmas Performers Workshop, June 1st and 2nd in Rothbury, Michigan. Santa True does his two-day class about performers as Santas, and this is Clauses. It's a very performance-based school. You can read all about it on some of the posts I've done, and of course you can go to CPW or Christmas Performers Workshop and read more detail about Santa True's classes. But they're cool part about they're very, very hands-on. They're very interactive, which is the greatest way to learn and retain what's going on. So it's not just somebody reading a book and everything else and you following along. So you'll have a great time. But join MAPS or us, and I belong to MAPS, at Rothbury at a place called J&J Resort, June 1st and 2nd. Now, connected to that is that weekend, we have what we call a Jingle Joy Retreat that MAPS is putting on the 3rd and the 4th of June. You can stay for both. Of course, the Christmas Performers Workshop costs to go to the event. But then the weekend there's going to be training and camaraderie and just fun fellowship for the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Of course, that is all free. You have to pay for your hotel and food, but that's a free fellowship weekend that MAPS puts on up at we call it the Jingle Joy Retreat, but it's the J&J Resort. That's why we called it Jingle Joy from MAPS. That's the 3rd and the 4th of June. So do Christmas Performers Workshop, stick around for the Jingle Joy, or go to one or the other. You don't have to go to both. But we'd love to have you come to both. It's a great weekend that MAPS is putting on. Training, fellowship, a lot of camaraderie, and nothing better than learning from your brothers and sisters, this whole thing. So again, that's 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of June. And then, of course, School for Santa is put in Branson. Man, oh man, School of Santa down in Branson. 2 weeks this year, guys. 2 weeks. That's crazy. Starting July 13th and through the 16th is the first class. Then it goes again July 20th through the 23rd. Now, you know what Spangle does. Yes, Spangle sells this kind of stuff. I got it in the other day. Very, very nice. Of course, he'll have his big truck there full of his moving his moving store, excuse me. But the class just is, we've got so many great educators there. And of course, you'll have the guest speaker, Ed Taylor, for both weeks, which will be incredible. And of course, Spangle puts together not just an educational time, but just fun. You get a lot of your meals are included. You get a lot of the shows. That's right, shows in Branson's. I mean, Branson shows are fantastic. Very, very appropriate. Very, just wonderful All-American. I guess you can say that All-American shows, but they are fantastic. So please join us in Branson for those 2 weeks, 2 different weeks. Now, I guess the first week I hear is filled, but maybe they can squeeze somebody if you have to go that weekend. But the second weekend I hear week is it's about 70% done. So join in. It's a great time. I mean, again, nothing better than to spend time with your fellow brothers and sisters, learning, laughing, just joking, and having fellowship. I guess I use that fellowship word too much, but it is a great thing. It really is. It's a wonderful. So that is a big thing. So please join us for that. So again, we got a lot of stuff coming up, and of course, then. Not just coming up then, of course, Tuesday Night Live. We can't forget about Tuesday Night Live, everybody. Please don't miss it. Again, I'm going to say this before you can get started on the list. It's free. It's a free to watch. You don't have to be a member of an organization. You don't have to be a member. It's kind of like we are at MAPS. I'm going to promote it. Yes, Ted, I'm there. I'm going to promote it, Ted. MAPS, we don't have dues either. We are a fellowship of Santas and Mrs. Clauses that want to definitely help other Santas, Mrs. Clauses, and spend time with like people that love this business. That's the way Tuesday Night Live is. We just want to educate and connect with other fellows without asking for dues or money. So it is the favorite F word. It's free, guys, for Tuesday Night Live. So do not miss. So starting tomorrow night, after the reindeer games, after you laugh your live and split your sides there, and of course donate some money for the reindeer games. Right after that is going to be Jamie Dozer. That's actually, of course, April 18th is tomorrow. Jamie Dozer is going to talk about, he's a professional Santa from the Cotton State. So many great stories. You are going to really be very impressed with what he has done. So don't miss it tomorrow night. Great. We all know that Tuesday night you're going to learn something. You're going to laugh at something. You're going to smile about something. You're going to learn something. So don't miss a Tuesday night, regardless who it is. Don't want you to miss it. Then April 25th is Everett and Dana. I feel terrible. Dana is your last name Prostello? I apologize. I'm so sorry. But Everett and Dana, you know who you are, and I hope everybody else does too. I apologize. Prostello, I hope that's right. I really do. They, again, are professional Santa and Mrs. Clauses, which is a great thing to get a duo team always to come up on the show. And how they got started, and they're going to recap about everything about how they worked as a duo team, and give you some great tips about working with Mrs. Claus. I'll be honest with you, I don't work with Mrs. Claus, and it's not easy. And when you work with somebody, how much they can help, how much that Mrs. Claus can really help. So I know Everett and Dana will really open your eyes about trying to get that Mrs. Claus, or even a friend to play Mrs. Claus, to help you out. Some great stories. Then we got to jump over to May 2nd. We've got a little time in between there, but May 2nd is Bruce Kotowicz. Bruce is he teaches at Charles W. Howard. He is a professor of Windsor University in Canada. It's just south of here. Yeah, Canada's south of here. Yeah, maybe me, but not you guys. But Canada's south of where I live. Windsor is where Bruce lives. But Bruce is again, I always say this, but Bruce and his voice, man, he'll just lull you to sleep. It'll just lull you because he's got this beautiful, man, it's fantastic. But he's not just that. He's incredible looking Santa. He is designer beard, fantastic. He'll tell you about the custom ones has, and all the great things he's done. And he'll teach you how to breathe and save our voice through the holidays, and just phenomenal. Bruce, don't miss Bruce again too. That's May 2nd. Then May 16th is Dave Sanders, firefighter, professional Santa. And like we said, the past few weeks, he was at the Pentagon when 9/11 happened. We know, I hate to say this again, it's going to bring it up again. Tears came down a few minutes ago about losing Gordon. And I'm sure you're going to shed a few tears about hearing what he went through 9/11. So that will be another very touching, but incredible time to listen on Tuesday Night Live for Dave Saunders. And then it's already going to be Branson. Oh my goodness. Yes, it's going to be Branson then. And that's going to be live. We're going to be live there those 2 weeks. We're going to do a live telecast from all over the place. There's going to be live Tuesday night things going on. So don't miss it. Don't miss that for those 2 weeks. July 13th and then July 18th. Oh, then also there's going to be a special one on July 20th. There's going to be so many that week, so don't miss. There's going to be a lot of special pop-up things going on because of what's going on in Branson. And they're all going to be live. Hope they'll be working a little bit better than earlier, but they will be. Then August 22nd, one of our buddies here that's great to see, Scott Parker. Scott Parker is been watching the program Tuesday Night Live and Monday show since the beginning. He was a great guest last year. He can tell you about what he's done. And of course, he can talk about maybe he's going to do another belt buckle too. I don't know. But that's in August. But there's so many great shows coming up. Just phenomenal. Don't miss. Please don't miss. I mean, like I said, you're going to learn something. You're going to learn something. You're going to laugh. You're going to smile. And you've got so many opportunities to see it. You're going to watch it on the replay. But please, 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 please join us. So that's what's coming up. Oh my goodness, we are going. We are just keep on rambling along. So I guess now we've got to see. I don't know, Angela. Do we have somebody that's got an answer, Angela?
We do. It's AJ.
AJ, of course. AJ, you are quick with that. You're something, AJ. That's fantastic. Yes, the answer is, everybody, it is the Pancake Pantry in Gatlinburg, the Pancake Pantry, in Gatlinburg. And they are most impressed with their crepes and pancakes. Now, okay, what's the difference besides being thinner or thicker? But there is a difference because crepes should not be, they have a sweet filling. They are not sweet as is the crepe itself. There's not really sugar in crepes, a French crepe at least. But it's just the thickness and the thin, I guess, is the difference. But that's what they're noted for. So AJ, of course, you got the key. Key to every child's front door if they don't have a fireplace. You can get in once a year to give them their Christmas presents. It's a great key. So again, thanks guys for playing along. Of course, we've got more going on, and oh my goodness, it's that time already. It is that time. I'm feeling kind of like ready to levitate. No, that's not going to happen, but it is magical moments times. I'll see you in a minute. Hi, everybody. It's Magical Moments. Good to see you. These are just little things that I used to have a lot of fun with during when I did Verge Virtual a lot. Even taking little things. A lot of children don't know what these things are. Now, it's kind of a weird name. I'm not going to say it on the line because it's a sexulator or something like that. But you can make us some great stories about how Santa used to fly around by these fun things. But that's not what I want to show you today. I kind of changed my mind a little bit because of Gordon and everything else, and so I thought I would do a little bit of magic for you, and but of course with a Christmas twist. Now this is something that I believe Santas and Mrs. Clauses can definitely do together. Have a little, especially when you have a Mrs. Claus with you, you can both be there and have somebody come up and have the child of the people that are hosting you come up, and of course they all know what that is. Of course that is a stocking. Of course you hang that on your with stocking with care. But of course the problem is there's nothing inside. Of course there's nothing inside. But we have to make something appear. Of course you do my usual, I like to say, those magical elf words. That's right, you know the magic elf words. Wee-oo, wee-oo, woodgie, just like that. And you just reach down inside and wait a minute. This seems odd, but they're balloons. Oh, you know what they're balloons? They're actually inflatable toys. That's right. You can call them inflatable toys. Of course, I have red and green, and you can do a whole little spiel about, of course, you boys and girls know what the white stands for, don't you? That's right, the white as the snow. Oh, the white on my beard is as white as this beard on my snow. It's as white as the snow, of course. And the red is the color of, that's right, Santa's suit. And of course, green is the Christmas tree or the wreath. That's of course right. We have a couple extra here. And all this time, Mrs. Claus could be blowing up a balloon if you'd like. Well, you have an extra one to blow them up. And so she blows up the 3 balloons, a red one and green one. And of course, very easy to do. Of course, most Mrs. Clauses know how to braid. What you do is just take, and you will just braid the balloon together. I have daughters. I learned how to braid many, many years ago. And of course, those 3 colors, not just the Santa's suit, not just the color of Santa's beard or everything else, but it's the color of a candy cane. Of course, it's a great gift to give away, and you can take and stretch that whole routine out for 5 to 7 minutes talking about it. Of course, then you have, if you do another balloon, you have a child, they have a puppy dog. Oh, you want to know the, oh, I know, child, you want a puppy dog for Christmas. Of course, well, puppy dogs don't fly very good in a sleigh, do they? They really don't fly very good in a sleigh, but an inflatable puppy does. It really does. I'm gonna make you an inflatable puppy. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, on the Tuesday Night Live thing, I'm gonna put just a little thing like I did last week about how to do a basic puppy dog. It's just that simple. See how simple it is just to make a basic puppy dog. And it's great to give a child a puppy. And oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. Can you guys all do me a favor? Can you go like that? 1, 2, 3, and it just blows the tail up. Now, it's a very cute puppy. Oh yes. Now, it's got a very cute name. It's a French poodle. It is. It's a French poodle. Do you know why it's a French poodle? It is because it got the cute tail, but I'm going to name it Pierre because it is a French poodle. Now, of course, you know why I call it Pierre, don't you? No, you don't know why I call it Pierre? That's all it can do. Okay, I will move on from that line. I apologize. But inflatable balloons are inflatable toys are always a fun thing to do. And of course, what's good is Santa does not have to do the twisting himself. Mrs. Claus can. I will be doing another routine in a couple of weeks or whatever I'm going to do it, make it antlers. And then you turn it in. Best thing to do is you can turn this into then playing music, especially when I make a reindeer antlers and a red nose. Oh, then you turn on the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer song, and they've got antlers and everything else. It makes a great home presentation very easily. You don't have to know how to blow up balloons. They've got these little pumps that work fantastic. That are very, very easy to do. And also there's some very easy step-by-step items how to learn how to do it. Braiding is braiding, but that's it. But it's a lot of fun. It just adds that extra performance time. Like I know Jeff said last week, he said, how does he not feel that much time? And you can fill time so quickly if you're doing a home visit. Well, now I can say, well, we'll give gifts, we'll do some balloons, and you add on 15 minutes. Well, that just upped your salary quite a bit for a couple dollars worth of balloons. I think it's a great advantage. Again, don't become a twister. Don't become a twister like a clown is. Don't become that. Turn it to add, like Jeff said, add to your performance. Or like Spangle said last week on Jeff thing, it's Santa doesn't do the magic. He's not a magician. Magical things happens around. Now, of course, we magically made a toy out of a balloon for them to play with. And of course, some fun jokes for the parents. So that is the magical moment for today. But have fun. Thank you, guys. I'm going to grab my chair and slide back over. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I had Bob talk for a minute when I could do this, but there we go. Bob's back. There we go. Oh, thank you, guys. Oh, now I can't hear you, Bob.
Can you hear me?
Now we can hear you. There we go. Fantastic.
Oh,
welcome back, Bob.
okay.
Scott. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you, guys. Bob's got, of course, his great. I mean, this is a lot of fun. This one's a good one. His flight check. some great tips on this. Again, guys, help along like we do on the first segment. Like them shades, man. You're so cool. Your mom called you Sonny, huh?
Well, I have to wear something to block all this white on his face, driving down the road. It was very reflective off the windshield. So, it's a long drive with all this bright white.
I didn't realize how far it was. I've been over here a couple of times, but we took our time getting here, leaving yesterday and drove until 7 o'clock last night into Jackson, Tennessee, and it got up at 8:30 this morning. And like I said, we rode in at 5 minutes till 3.
Wow.
Central Time. So it was pretty crazy coming across. Traffic's heavier than I thought it would be this time of year, but fantastic. We're glad we're here. And I guess if Angela wants to run the lead in for the Santa flight checklist, and then we'll go from there.
And we're back.
Right. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Perfect.
Just making sure. We're going through several devices here trying to pull this off. So just wanted to make sure. Today's Santa flight checklist is, of course, as always, being prepared. Today we want to talk about money. That's dollar bills, money. And I'm going to have to read this because I don't have a script up on the screen. So I'm going to be looking down here. The importance of keeping spreadsheets throughout the year on any of your earned income is most important. It's something that, a lot of guys don't do. They don't keep up with their incoming, outcoming. We talked a little bit about Kringle Tracker and different things in the past couple of weeks. Yes, you get a W-2 form from companies, but as an independent, the burden falls upon you to keep your own records. Also, you should track each purchase and keep each in categories. That's how you work your spreadsheets. If you've never worked with spreadsheets, and I had not until I got into this business, I always had bookkeepers in other businesses I've been in. Remember to print receipts for any and all purchases and staple or paperclip those to your spreadsheet as you do your spreadsheets, itemizing everything out with the receipt stapled together. Using an app like Kringle Tracker, as we talked about, you can do all of these in one place. That's the glory of what Roger Minton has put together and Michael Howell with the Kringle Tracker. Yes, there are other apps and other options, but the Kringle Tracker seems to be designed for Santas, by Santas, and that's a product that we can all use and enjoy. Believe me, your tax preparer will thank you, and in my case, he charges less because I'm better prepared. Instead of taking a brown paper bag of receipts and dumping them on his desk, everything is itemized, everything is laid out, everything is on each spreadsheet for each category of what I'm doing. Let's see
Saves
here.
him time and you money.
Yes, that's right. Do not take chances or cut corners, guys. This is very important because you know who you do not want to mess with, and that is the IRS. And remember, they just hired a bunch of new agents to look over everyone's tax preparations, and that's the last thing we want is to be audited. So keep everything in order, deal with it, because a bad records keeping and cutting corners could end up in years of litigation with the IRS. And that is today's Santa flight checklist. Randy, are you out there?
I'm here. It's fantastic. Exactly what Bob and Scott said. Take the time. And it's crazy how many things you can write off. If you buy paper clips because you put things together, save that. You can write off your mileage. You can write off your you can write off a percentage of your home if you have an office.
Dedicated office. That's right.
Dedicated office.
Yeah.
So keep track. Especially since I have an area here, the studio. You count as an area. any props you buy, any suits you buy, any cleaning you have, any postage you have. Keep track of that. And like he was saying, it's on Kringle Track. You just put that in there, and it will accumulate it, and it will give you a printing at the end of the. I know Roger's working on. I think they're putting mileage. You can do mileage, so you can just do it on the thing. So boom, it'll tell you the mileage for whatever performance you're doing.
Yes.
So
don't forget all the schools you go to too, Randall.
That's
Us
right.
coming
And
out
any
here, all those
education.
fuel
That's right.
receipts, all those
Yep.
fuel receipts coming out here.
Yep.
Our room out here. You know, some of us have to buy hair products. Don't overlook that. Every bit of the hair products you buy, the mustache wax, the bleach,
Bleaching.
the hairspray, the makeup, all that is tax deductible. So keep those receipts, and if you do, right on the top of them, this is what it was for, and then
That's exactly
you know
right.
that way you don't go back and say, well, what was this $60 in fuel? Where
Yeah.
did I go? So on the top of mine, they say Santa Family Reunion, Gatlinburg.
Gas. If it's gas, circle. I even circle the amount so that it's quick to my eye to find when I look at it, and for my tax preparer to find without him having to go down through there looking. Also, if you happen to buy some things, the proper way to do it, if you're buying something personal and you're buying something Santa related, to get 2 separate tickets. But that don't always happen with certain places that you shop at. If that happens, take and cross out what you are not using and circle what you are. And if you even take a moment to take that 15 cents and that 20 cents and that 45 cents and add a total at the end, and even figure the tax if you want to go that far, and put it down there, your tax man will love you to death. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that, I mean, it doesn't matter if you make $500 a year, $50,000 a year as Santa, or if you do it for just gratis, you still can write it off, and it comes off your taxes for paying other taxes. So I mean,
Yeah.
that's, if you are a Santa that donates your time, you're still buying suits, you're still buying everything else. It might not be a financial business, but you can still then help it deduct from your regular taxes. So you keep track of it. And there's now, of course, Credit Tracker does a lot. And but like they said, your accountant will be very, very happy if you just give them a sheet of paper that says itemized costumes, hair care, however you break it down. That's what I break it down. Mine's broken down a lot.
Yeah, me too.
And so I just take it to her every year, and she just fills in the numbers. It saves me, I'm sure, a couple $100 and a lot of time. I mean, I have to do it myself, but you do it through the year and it's done.
Also, keep in mind, just for everybody, everything comes on printed paper, and a lot of times it's thermal paper. Don't leave the receipts in your car, because at some point the heat you will have no receipt. You'll just have a piece of paper. So get an envelope or something and keep it in the house.
Yeah. And
it is pretty funny. You go there and it's blank. It's like, wait a minute, visible
It's
ink?
happened.
Yeah.
It's happened.
Yeah. Educational retreats. Anytime Santas get together, if a couple of Santas go to lunch, and or you're a part of a larger group of Santas that go to lunch, keep those receipts, because you can use those. Those are times where you're discussing business. Those are considered business meetings. So any opportunity you can. But there is one thing I do have to say. And that was a very, very wise man once told me, that if you do not understand the tax codes, if you do not understand what you should or shouldn't deduct, what is deductible, what is not, because it changes from year to year, contact a proper tax preparer, or you can even reach out to, in some cases, to IRS agents to find out. The person that told me that was Gordon Bailey.
And don't try to make anything up. Don't try to just say, hey, look, I need to definitely don't try to make anything up. Don't try to embellish. So so that's a lot of great advice. Holiday photo magic.
Yeah, we want to reach out and also thank Jessica Rosa for her making sure we got in to do the show. So we are part of her operation, and we're going to be in her booth some. And she's in booth 2, 3, and 4. So if you're watching that and you happen to be here in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, don't forget to stop by and see us. That's where we will be basically stationed and spending some of our time there in in the vendors room. So come by and say hello. And we look forward to talking to you tomorrow night at the Reindeer Games as well as Tuesday Night Live.
That's right. 2 specials tomorrow. Wednesday, we'll be in the vendors room covering everything wall to wall. Want to say thank you again to Rhonda and Rex Ray, Rex's daughter, Rhonda, at
Fancy Lee Creations.
Fancy Lee's Creation booth. What's y'all's booth number?
39 and 40.
39 and 40. If you're in Gatlinburg, go over and see Rex and Rhonda. They are doing a special project for Scott and I for this week. He just took them across the street while we were doing the rest of the show here, getting them ready, but they're doing something very special for us that will debut tomorrow. Anything else we can think of, guys? Don't forget to go see Spangle. Spangle would be great. If you catch Chrissy COVID before she leaves, someone reach out and give her a hug or reach out to her. She and Gordon Bailey, the last thing she said to me when she called me this morning to tell me about Gordon was that Gordon had been a staple in her life for 30 years and she didn't know what she was going to do without him. And she's known him longer than I have. The one other person I've reached out to and I have not contacted, but I'm sure has probably heard by now is Gina Bacon. Gina and Gordon go back forever and ever. Back many years, even before Chrissy. I reached out to Tim Conahan because Tim and Gordon went way back. And Tim says, well, I'm standing here in Gatlinburg with Rex, with Spangle, with Chrissy, so I know we'll see you when you get here. I hadn't had a chance to go see him yet.
We got Gina out of bed.
Got Gina out of bed.
And told her.
So
several people have left messages on her machine.
We did.
But a couple of us here have her personal cell phone number, myself and J.D. Williams. We got her out of bed.
I called her before she got up, I knew, and I left her a message. I told Scott, I said, she's still in bed. Real quick before we go, Angela, pull up Scott's phone again.
Undo that. You got to. There you
go. Okay. Here we go. I got to show you guys something.
T&L Live Productions presents.
Can you see that?
Wow. That's a beautiful view of you guys. That's a balcony. That is fantastic. Wow. Wow. What a way to get up in the morning, sit out there, have a cup of coffee, and look at the mountains.
Anyway, what I'm trying to show is
Through the mountains and the buildings, it's beautiful here in Gatlinburg.
and right across the street is the conference center. On the sign it says, welcome Santa Family Reunion, April 15th through the 19th. This is where we're at. This is third floor action for Tuesday Night Live T&L Productions.
Wow. Fantastic week for you guys. So lucky.
All right, Randyl. Thank you, brother. Fantastic show. Thank you for covering us today.
Hey, thank you guys for being there and being on. You know, it's great to see you, Scott and Rex. Always love
we knew
hearing
it was
from
going
you
to be
guys.
on. We just didn't know if it was going to be from the car or if we was going to make it to the hotel in time. And like I said, we
thought it was going to be in the elevator, didn't we?
we slid in at the last second. But anyway, had a little bit of difficulty trying to get everything hooked up real quick. But great job.
Worked perfect.
Thank you, Angela. Love you guys. Tell Mom I love her. And we'll talk to you guys later. Everyone be good. Keep Gordon Bailey's friends, his sister, Linda Pepper, and his niece, and all in your thoughts and prayers, please. And of course, Christy and Scott Martin.
And guys, please stay merry, stay jolly. And like Bob said, keep Gordon's family in your prayers.
All right, Randy, close it out, brother.
Thank you guys again for joining us here on Bob Randyl and Company Live. Thanks, Scott, Rex, and Bob, of course, Angela. You guys for all joining us here, and of course, everybody that joined us online. Your great input as always. You're making the show better by being a part of the input. Thank you from the bottom of our heart. You really are. You guys just join in and are loyal. Thank you guys. I want to give you guys a round of applause for being here. I really do.
Where'd the Bible flip to?
So from me, Bob, Angela, and everybody,
Don't know what that.
like I always say, stay safe, stay healthy, and most of all, stay magical. Bob's got something to say here quick.
Before we go, we're sitting here, and the door to the balcony just opened up, and Rex Ray said, Gordon Bailey just got here.
And what did the Bible say?
The wind coming through the door blew the Bible to Psalm 6:4 through 6:8, which is to the chief musician. That would be Gordon Bailey.
Yes, sir. We sure will. All right. Thanks, everyone. See you tomorrow. Don't forget, all day. We got the reindeer games. We got the Tuesday night live show. We got Wednesday all day wall-to-wall coverage. See everyone soon.
Bye, guys. Thank you. Good night. See you soon. Don't forget tomorrow and next week. Bye.